Intu Boxing here, and I'm delighted to be joined by Levi Kinsiona. How are you, Levi?
I'm all right. I'm not too bad. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Thanks for asking. You enter the Boxer Super Lightweight tournament this weekend. Your quarterfinal opponent was today announced as Lee Appleyard. We'll come on to that shortly. But how did you end up in the tournament, first and foremost?
So as a lot of people know, Dave Allen's my manager. Dave Allen's got contacts absolutely everywhere, and he just approached me asking me if I wanted the tournament. I never asked who was in the tournament, what was the prize for the tournament, anything. I just said yes straight away. Like, it's just an opportunity to change my life, so I just jumped at it.
Super. Obviously, as I said there, you've got the Appleyard in the quarterfinals. What sort of fight are you expecting between yourself and Lee, and how do you beat him?
So the fight I'm expecting and the fight he's expecting are two totally different fights. Lee Appleyard, don't get me wrong, he is a very, very experienced fighter. He's fought English title, he's fought for the Commonwealth title. So he's got that experience, but he's past it. All his fights have been one-paced, he's stale, he's slow. But at the end of the day, he's a good fighter, and I can't take that away from him. But he's just going to do one thing: come forward, and that is not the style to beat me. As I've said numerous times, me and Lee Appleyard, hand on heart, we have sparred a number of rounds, and he might shy that away and say we've only sparred 6 rounds, but it's not been 6 rounds. We sparred so many rounds at his gym, at my old gym down at Still City, down at Doncaster Plant, and we've done numerous amount of rounds, and he's always been the same every single sparring session. The thing is, with me, I'm very adaptable. My style changes. I'm a switch hitter, and if I'm lying, God will strike me down. Steffi Ball personally said to me in one of the sparring sessions, "Can you stop switching because you're ruining Lee's confidence?" And I stopped switching, and that's hand on heart. And you can ask Steffi that himself, and he would tell you that, because that is what he said to me. I'm not going to lie about that. But no disrespect to Lee, I still think he's a good fighter. I've still got to go in the ring and fight a guy with 2 arms and 2 legs. I've got 2 arms and 2 legs, so it's still a 50-50 fight. And I believe that I'm going to come out victorious tomorrow.
Cool. So obviously, I was reading as well the other day, alongside the boxing, you're in education, and you're also in a manager of a security company.
Yeah.
How have you managed to balance all those 3 things in the build up to the fight?
So it didn't first start that way. I've always been a student, yeah, but with the security management, I used to work in the security industry first, and one of my main sponsors, Entire Security Solutions, he just helped me get on the path to obviously doing the security managing and whatnot, and helping me out with my boxing, making sure that I can do everything full time, like the uni work, the boxing to the work, and that's all my life revolves around. I don't have a social life. Boxing is my life. My studies, that's my life. My work, that's my life. That's all I do. I go home, go to the gym, work, and study. That's all I do. And I feel like I'm creating a better future for myself and for my family that way. And I'm not letting anything get in the way with it. Saturday, that's just another obstacle for me, something that I've got to overcome, and I will overcome that.
With it being a tournament style, and you've obviously got 3 3-minute rounds, potentially, obviously three fights to the final. How do you sort of adapt your training to that? Because obviously it's going to be quite stop-start. You know, you'd be in the ring and then you stop. How do you adapt your training to that?
So it's not massive times out the ring. It's about 15 minutes, 20 minutes max. So it's just the intervals, and I'm used to training 3 times a day anyway. And there's hour sessions in between all my sessions. So for me, I've not had to do much adapting to it. It's just fitted in for me anyway, because that's how I train. That's how I've always trained. That's how I'll continue training after this. I'm not changing my style to suit any of these fighters, because there's 8 different fighters, and I've got to be the best Levi. I'm not trying to be the best Levi for Lee Appleyard. I'm not trying to be the best Levi for Corey Gibbs, for Sean Dodd, for Kane Gardner, any of them. I'm just trying to be the best me for me. And me bringing out the best of myself will be any best of their versions.
Have you got obviously you've got Lee Appleyard in the quarterfinal, but is there anyone else in the tournament that you wouldn't mind fancy taking on? Is there a name in it that you think, yeah, that
I wouldn't mind taking on any single one of them. But if we're looking at it on paper, Lee Appleyard, Sean Dodd, Tom Farrell. They're the names. They're the ones that have done stuff in the division, box for titles and whatnot. So me beating them on paper puts me in a good stead for the rest of my career.
Obviously, you mentioned earlier about your managers Dave Allen, and you're obviously going to be boxing on Sky Sports. How much has that changed your boxing career and your life so far? And how much will boxing on Sky Sports change it beyond Saturday?
So I was in a bit of a crossroads during the pandemic with what to do with my boxing career, to move down to London and fight down there and train out of Buckhurst Hill down in Essex, or stay up here. I didn't have no manager. I just left Steffi Ball. So I was in a little bit of a crossroad thinking, what do I do with my career? And then I just thought, oh, Dave's said he's managing people. I'll just message him and see what he's doing. Obviously, fast forward to today, I'm here. And if you're going to fast forward it even more, I'm going to continue being on these big stages and performing and doing the best I can do for me.
And on Saturday night, if you're crowned champion of the tournament, what would you like to do in the next 12 months? You got any sort of ambitions beyond?
Yeah, I'm a planner. I'm a goal setter. I've got goals, I've got plans, and I'm going to reach every single one of them. So after this, I plan to box for the British title, move back down to lightweight, box for the British title at lightweight, and then just go from there.
Super. Well, Levi, thanks so much for giving Intu Boxing some of your time this evening, and we wish you all the very best on Saturday night, and we'll catch up with you in the future.
And thank you for that. Really appreciate it.